If there is something that I want you to take from this video is that there will be always something more that you can do, and it's okay, because it's very important to prioritize rest, especially when you're working on something that you really care about. And in this video I will tell you why is it important for you to take a break. We will talk about stress and sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, so for those who are interested in physiology and human body, we'll talk about that as well. And I will share with you some tools how you can plan and schedule your rest to make it the most efficient. And first, I want to share something with you. I'm gonna run 42.2 kilometers, which is 26.2 miles, and this is a marathon distance. The thing is that for over a week I haven't been training, and it's all because of small injury that made running less comfortable. And when I realized that I am injured, I had two options: either rest and recover or push myself to the limits. And considering consequences from both of the actions, I chose rest and recovery. And this is about running, and this is not about running, because it got me thinking that sometimes in life when we are working on projects or goals, we experience injuries as well. But they're a little bit different than ones that we have from physical activity. It's like not having enough energy, facing difficult emotions, loneliness, lack of focus, and we tend to overlook them, thinking that we just need to push a little bit stronger, that we need to work a little bit harder. We don't really treat them as seriously as something would really happen to us. And we think that there is always something more that we could do and always something that we could sacrifice for our goal or a project. But doing more and more over and over again lead to burnout. And this is the biggest injury that we can experience, because it's the injury of our mind. Hustle culture made us believe that in order to succeed we need to always work extra long hours and sacrifice our self-care. And yes, working hard pays off. Especially at the beginning when you're starting something. It can be called a sprint phase, or those sprint phases when you're working a lot and you're putting a lot of efforts might come and go from time to time. But the problem is when the sprint phase lasts too long, because you cannot keep the same pace for too long. It's exhausting. Sprint phases are connected with the times that we really need to get things done, and our bodies are responding to that by a stress reaction. So now, dear students, let's talk quickly about sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. They are both parts of autonomic nervous system. And what is autonomic nervous system? Well, basically, autonomic nervous system is controlling all of the functions in our bodies that we cannot control, like with conscious mind, you know. It's controlling the heart rate, it's controlling digestion and all of that stuff that you cannot really think, you know, like, let me just widen my pupils now. Like, it's not possible. And sympathetic nervous system is responsible for stress reaction and fight or flight mode. Because when the sympathetic nervous system is very active, it is supposed to help us going. It is supposed to help us like move towards something or move away from something. And parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for chill time. You know, digestion, sleeping, chilling. It's just like to help us just to restore the energy. So basically, sympathetic nervous system is just like giving all the energy, and parasympathetic nervous system is like restoring the energy and recovering. So what happens if the sympathetic nervous system is active for too long? Well, basically, we cannot digest properly, we cannot sleep properly, we cannot heal properly, and we cannot restore the energy properly. So it leads us to feeling just exhausted, tired, nervous, and unbalanced. So that's why it's important to balance those systems together. And although we don't have a direct control over them, we have indirect control. We can do activities and exercises that will help us. And later in the video, I will give you some tools. Sometimes we are pushing our limits so hard that we are forced to slow down. And our body and our minds are saying, no, we cannot do this anymore. And in those times, we tend to think that we lost discipline, that we are not hardworking people, that we are unworthy, that we are lazy, and that everything will fall apart now. But it's not true, because we need to understand, and you need to understand, that the thing that led you to this situation is working hard. You need to acknowledge all of the work you put so far. And the real discipline comes from the self-care and from the place of self-love. You know, I trained from October and I really care about marathon and I really want to do this as best as I can. Am I afraid that taking a break will decrease my performance? Yes. Do I have this voice in the back of my head telling me that I should just push myself and keep training? Yes. But I decided to stay home because I know that I put hard work before and I know that I want to have the best experience possible and I just don't want to make my state worse. I don't want to make my injury worse. You either run or recover. But how to recover? First thing first, you need to schedule it. Prioritize your rest. Make some rules for yourself that you are working till the exact hours, like, I don't know, 6 p.m. and then it's done. Make rule that maybe on the weekends you're taking the time to unwind. You can try to divide your day to like working time and restorative time. Try to find something that would work the best for you and your schedule. And even if it means doing something for 30 minutes that you enjoy, schedule it. Like, treat it as something that you put on the top of your to-do list. And let me tell you that resting at the beginning might not be that easy. Let's say you close down your computer or you come back from work, you sit down and you're like, okay, now it's time to relax. But you can't. You're feeling weird, your thoughts are racing, you feel nervous, you feel anxious, you feel worried, and you might even show signs of withdrawal like addicted person. And this is because your sympathetic nervous system, so the part of your autonomic nervous system which is responsible for stress reaction, is still active. And it's still working. And it's still like you're still alerted and your body is alerted and your brain is alerted and you're not feeling good in the situation that it's not matching your potential of your body, you know, like you need something that will match the way how you feel. And it's important to calm your nervous system down. And telling yourself to calm down and relax will not help because it's very difficult to control the mind with the mind. So if you feel this nervousness and agitation like rising from within, you can try to do a breathing exercise that I learned from Huberman Lab podcast, which is amazing podcast and I really do recommend to everyone to just watch it and learn. It is called Physiological sigh. And how to do it is basically that you take a deep breath in and then you take a shorter breath in and you take a long exhale, which looks kind of like that. And this exercise is designed to calm your nervous system down. And to learn more about it, you can check Dr. Huberman Lab podcast that I linked in the description because it's so valuable, like honestly. Then it's important to focus on activities that will fill your cup. So social interactions and social connections, because we are highly social creatures and we need to spend time with people. Do the things that you deeply enjoy and you feel passionate about, that you feel like very excited about as well. Maybe try to learn something new, maybe listen to an interesting podcast or try to read a book on the topic that you're interested in. You can try yoga and mindfulness practice, moderate activity like going for walks, spending time in nature, the activities that will help you to recharge. And the other thing that is very important is to set boundaries. There will be always something more that you could do. And there will be always something more that other things would want you to do. But you need to set boundaries in order to take care of yourself and in order to recharge and in order to not be burnout. And the other concept that is beneficial to be aware of is unconditional acceptance of yourself and of the circumstances that you did your best. And it's time to rest now, you know? It's very important to just accept yourself for who you are as well. And lastly, it's very important to take care of those 3 boring things like sleep, nutrition, and exercise. And I'm gonna leave you with a little homework. Think about what do you need to restore your energy and go do it.